let me tell you something. Crisis is the word here on the border. Environmental crisis, drug crisis, humanitarian crisis. We are seeing it all. And of course, here where we are on the wall, they want to stop all this construction. But what is going to happen? The monsoon is going to set in. You are going to have a lot of destroyed environment in this area. So that is one problem. But the human trafficking?
Senator, the human trafficking has, we're peaking at an all-time high. Numbers that we saw in 2019 with the caravan surges that brought a lot of the prevention and enforcement programs in place and the policies by President Trump. So we went from 19, and after 3 decades of serving this border, 19 was one of the more complex years, let's put it that way, when it comes to smuggling. But President Trump, working with sheriffs, working with mayors, working with state governors, we came up with some good things. We had manageable calm. When President Biden took office, based on his policies, his decisions, we've lost that. Now we have unorganized chaos and crisis on our southwest border, Senator.
Yeah.
And it's not just the border. You know, Sheriff Daniels is a border sheriff. I'm 1 county off. I'm about 60 miles off the border. We're feeling the effects as strong as probably they are. You know, we had 49 apprehensions in one day last Wednesday. We're about anywhere between 10 and 20 apprehensions every time my aviation or my anti-smuggling unit goes out. 12 pounds of heroin here, methamphetamines, fentanyl pills. It's a crisis. We've had 40 vehicles run from us in the last 2 months, over 40 vehicles, and they bail out of the vehicle and they run into your desert and into your communities. And then I have to use my man hours and my tax dollars to address this issue.
Because the federal government is not doing their job.
They have completely let us down. And it started with the rhetoric during the campaign season of open borders. These folks listen to what we say. And when they hear that and they think you're going to be soft on crime, then that's what they're going to exploit. And we're seeing that firsthand. They're exploiting this on a humanitarian level through human trafficking, and they're exploiting it on a drug level. Just the children alone. Just the unaccompanied children that the cartel is using as pawns and bringing into this country should be enough for us to say, whoa, we need to shut this border down until we fix this issue. But we're not doing that. We're just standing by and allowing it to continue. And this is something that the sheriff probably deals with more than I do, because where I am, I get predominantly men. But the children is a huge issue for us.
Senator, to go back to 2019, and I know the focus right now by this administration is the children, the emotional side of the children. In 2019, there was a sting operation by the federal government, very proactive, working with sheriffs and local law enforcement. 3,500 kids were exploited by the cartels, coming across with adult families, expedited into the country because they had a child. The children were brought back to Mexico, reset, and brought back across the United States border. 3,500 kids that your Congress, that administration took care of. Protected 3,500 kids that otherwise would be still exploited by the cartels. 6,100 fraud families in 2019. That's what's not being told. It's about legal processes, and that's where I worry about. Last year at this time on the southwest border compared to this year, heroin up 200%, cocaine up 124%, marijuana's up 18%, all due to the policies and messaging by this administration. We need to control
I think
that.
it's important to say that's how much it has gone up this year.
This year, right now.
Right here, right now, with this administration.
That's correct, ma'am.
And the cartels, you made a point that I think is so important. The cartels are running the other side of this wall.
Oh, yes.
They are in charge. It's not the Mexican government, it is the cartels. They charge you a fee, they put a bracelet on you, they suit you up in cartel clothing, and then they send you over. And the cartel running the border south of Arizona, that cartel is which one?
The Sinaloa cartel, Chapo Guzman.
El Chapo. So it is El Chapo and his cartel in charge of the border on the other side of the wall in Arizona.
And Americans should understand, Senator, that it's getting increasingly more dangerous for the ranchers that live here, more dangerous for law enforcement. They had an officer-involved shooting just recently, more dangerous for our community residents. And I wanted to touch real quick on something the sheriff said. we've seen, I in my county have seen a 400% increase in methamphetamines, and I can't even tell you, I mean, fentanyl is off the charts. But I've gone back to places like Ohio and other places, they've seen 3,000% increases in some of these hard drugs. That goes to show you what we talk about all the time. We feel like we are the front line for the rest of this country, because if we don't stop it, the majority of it ends up on everybody's state.
Yes, as I say, every town's a border town.
Yes.
Every state is a border state as long as this border is open.
90% of all the illicit drugs in this country come through the southern border. Yeah, that's a DEA statistic.
And almost 50% come through the Arizona border.
Yeah, unfortunately, we own that one.
Yeah.
So again, we have to have a secure border for public safety and community safety. We do.
Yeah.
We thank you for coming.
Oh, I'm happy to be
The
here.
sheriff
Thank
and I
you.
extend this offer all the time to politicians. I'd like to just continue to extend this offer to senators, congressmen and women, doesn't matter your party.
That's right.
We will come down here and we will give you an honest look and assessment, and I think you can attest to that, of what you're seeing, politic free, and let you make your decision for yourself as to what is going on here and why we continue to say that it is a crisis, and we hope that this government accepts and starts to talk about it for the crisis that it is.
Agree. Thanks.
Thank you,